that in society we need to recognise the three life stages, them being, well, the three life groups in our society, them being the unborn, the living and the dead. And I definitely feel today, and I'm sure you agree, that in society we only seem to care about the living, apart from today, where I feel there is a resurgence of recognition of the contribution to our society that people who are now dead or very elderly have made. And I would say the most symbolic contribution, fighting in horrific wars. And it's something that I fell into as a child. I remember my mum made me go to my hometown's Remembrance March every year. And at the time, I was not a fan. It was freezing cold, and I always used to remember thinking, oh, I wasn't alive when this happened. This doesn't really directly relate to me. I didn't agree with the wars, or whatever, any excuse. But now I look back at it, I'm so happy she made me go. Because it means I can look back at my childhood and think that I wasn't the person I was today, but I still had part of that pushed in me, and that my mum actually built me to be more of a patriotic and caring and respectful person through going to these marches. And whilst, yes, there are a lot of wars that we go to that I do not agree with, I'm really happy now that I understand the difference between that it's the politicians that choose for us to go to these wars, but that it's our servicemen that have to deal with that, and that they just have to do what the politicians say and do their best to win the fight. And that, you've got to understand, you can't be disrespectful to them over that. You can be disrespectful to the politicians, but not the soldiers. They're just doing a job, and they do a darn good job of it. And I definitely think that deserves respect, and I'm so happy that through being forced to go there as a child, that made part of me today, and also part of that philosophy that I have today. And so I'm very happy today that I myself choose to go to these things, such as going to the Cenotaph in London today to commemorate the important day, the end of World War I, the remembering all wars we fight in, and respect for servicemen, and in a wider respect to our country.